Hello, the representatives and executives of the Australian Red Cross. Welcome to the pitch video presented by Abby, Ta, Mehak, Ethan, and Huarong. This is a pitch that illustrates the challenges, problems, and most importantly, the detailed solutions regarding to the Australian Red Cross. Through the analysis in many areas, such as social and personal preferences, the reframe problem can be identified as what opportunities and motivational skills does the Australian Red Cross lack? First, Australian Red Cross is lack of the opportunity to fully engage with younger generations, since they have many very limited time and energy to volunteer for reasons of their jobs and schoolwork. Thus, it is hard for them to spend large amount of energy to do the unpaid work. Secondly, Australian Red Cross is lack of the motivational skills to compete with other non-profit organizations, since people might be more interested in other meaningful projects and job positions of volunteering. Thus, the volunteering job in Australian Red Cross become less attractive and competitive than other non-profit organizations. Finally, the strict rules for candidates. For instance, strictly examining candidates' qualification, complicated procedures for candidates to apply, and the training are the main reasons that cause potential volunteers stop their journey from the involvement of volunteering.
The Red Cross faces a critical decision regarding the enhancement of its volunteer training methods. The first proposed solution involves the integration of current training techniques into an online platform. This approach, while demanding a significant effort, has a potential for a substantial impact. It necessitates a thorough process of translating existing methods into structured modules that are accessible and user-friendly. Moreover, it recognizes the growing connectivity of today's youth to digital platforms, making online training an appealing option. Another promising avenue is the collaboration of youth centers and schools for educational outreach. This approach, although demanding substantial effort, offers a less complex alternative compared to a complete shift to an online platform. By engaging with younger generation, the Red Cross can significantly simplify its impact and further its mission. The third innovative solution involves empowering volunteers by granting them more say in shaping organizations' methods and actions. This approach surprisingly requires relatively low effort in creating an interactive volunteer environment. However, it promises a high impact by fostering a sense of leadership and contribution among volunteers. In summary, our chosen solution is the first one, online training platform integration. This approach capitalizes on technological advancements and have made youth more digitally connected and interested, offering Red Cross training modules as an engaging and accessible online option for potential volunteers.
Hi, so the solution that we've chosen is the online training program integration solution. And with this comes a justification. The justification is actually split into three parts, one of them being feasibility, one of them being viability, and one of them being desirability. So to begin with, we're going to start with feasibility. The first part of this is technical feasibility. It is very advisable from us to Red Cross to assess their technological capacity for creating and managing an online training program. This covers the accessibility of IT knowledge and other resources. If these resources are insufficient, they'll have to keep in the possibility that they might have to spend more money on outsourcing or training their employees. What this also means is that they have to be aware of the challenges that come with technology and not just be blocked out to it. Continuing on, let's move on to financial feasibility. So we have to determine how much money the internet platform will actually require, if they have enough funds to cover these costs, and also to cover the costs of the initial creation and continuing upkeep over time. And also, overall, we have to consider if they can afford it. Thirdly, let's move on to resource allocation. So we have to determine if the company can devote the time and people needed to develop and maintain the web program. If people are actually invested in this and they're interested in it, then they'll obviously be more motivated to work in it. And if they're not, they might have to reassign employees roles and maybe potentially even hire more people. That's basically our depiction of the feasibility component of this. Let's move on to viability. So in viability comes sustainability. So within this, they have to think about how long the online training platform can be maintained. With the advancement of technology, they're going to have to keep up and also keep updated and maintain the platform over time when everything is changing. So if they're able to, they have to consider this, that it'll be a long-term investment and they have to continue moving. So it won't be easy at times. Secondly, as part of this, they also have to consider scalability. So they have to determine if the platform can grow with the numbers of volunteers and training needed. It needs to be able to handle rising demand without experiencing a major cost increase. So they have to highly consider this also. And lastly, they have to consider for their own benefit the return on investment. So they have to analyze the potential benefits of the online platform compared to the costs. So they have to ask themselves the questions, will the benefits such as increased volunteer engagement and more effective training outweigh the investment? This one's very important because they have to see if it's all in all, if it's actually worth it. And to discuss the desirability, I'm passing it on to Ethan to cover it.
Following on from Taaha, we can further assess the solution through the criteria of desirability. Desirability can be split into three categories. Firstly, user acceptance. Seeking input from volunteers and potential stakeholders. Are they receptive to the idea of online training? Consider surveys or feedback from target audiences to gauge their acceptance. Furthermore, mission alignment. Ensuring the online training platform is consistent with the mission and the values of the Red Cross. Does it improve organizations' ability to carry out humanitarian work effectively? Moreover, engaging and motivation. Assessing whether online training is likely to engage volunteers and motivate them to actively participate in the Red Cross activities. This ties back to the desirability of the solution. In conclusion, the online training platform integration solution should be considered viable if it can meet the organization's technical and financial capabilities and sustain itself over time while providing a positive ROI. It should also be desirable if it aligns with the preferences of potential volunteers and complements of the Red Cross's mission. To assess its feasibility, the organization must evaluate its readiness in terms of technical and financial resources, as well as its ability to allocate the necessary human resources. A comprehensive feasibility study needs to take these aspects into account to make an informed decision on whether to pursue this solution.
So we've chosen an online module of training. So that's our proposed solution, as said before. Now in the online module, what we've basically done is our problem, or the problem for the Australian Red Cross, was the fact that they didn't have any young student volunteers. And the fact that the young student volunteers didn't have time and would make time out of the day to learn and to train. So with an online module of training, what they can do anytime, they can just hop online, hop on their laptop or the iPad or on the internet, and what they can do is they can just learn how to be a volunteer, so how to help out, all that stuff. Now, in the proposed timeline, within the next 2 to 4 months, the online website should be created. So what that means is students should be able to go online, log in, and then make an account and actually volunteer for the Australian Red Cross. Now, in probably the month after that, so within the 4 to 5 month mark, there should be ads around town saying that, hey, the Australian Red Cross can do all this for you. So there should be ads available for the young people to understand the opportunities which are available for them, and they can easily be able to join, register and learn. So doing all that, within 6 months, the Australian Red Cross, the solution should be finished. So the first step of the solution, clearly articulated, would be to create an online website. That would be the first step. The second step would be to ensure that this website is secure, so no one can hack into it, secure and easy to join as well. Okay. Then, in the following few weeks after that, there should be ads around town. Okay, so it should be very active for young kids to join. So put ads on Instagram, Snapchat, social media, TikTok. Then kids should be able to learn within 6 to 8 months, and people can obviously come and go as they please, but within 6 to 8 months they should be able to learn the content, learn what they need to do, and then however it works. So maybe in 1 year's time, if they wanted to, they've done all their training and they can say, all right, let me now volunteer in this area or in this area.